Every time an author writes a new book, or every time an artist places their brush on a new canvas, it's a snapshot of how they see the world at that time, and it evolves and it grows. And this is kind of how I see my most recent video called LoFi Dad Hop. It's an instantiation of how I see the world right now. It's a version of what it means to look through my eyes, I suppose. But there's nothing new about that. I mean, that's what all artists do. That's what all musicians do. That's what all creators do. They try to create a moment where they're understood and where other people can connect in that same way. And I figure I'd go over one of my favorite videos that I've ever made called LoFi Dad Hop. This camera is very close. Try to zoom out here. And we'll do some what we call patch notes. So I've got my modular here. This is a case I've been working on for maybe the past 2 months. And I'm finally getting close to the thing I wanted. And it's been a while, but I've made this song with my son called LoFi Dad Hop. And it's great because he kind of has been wanting to get into YouTube for a while. He's seen me do it. His sister's made a few videos, and so he wanted to do a collaboration with me, and I thought that'd be fun. Let's after we talked about it, we figured we wanted to maybe do a video where we can both publish on our hold on those drums, or we can both publish on our channels and stuff. Oh, you've heard it. See that pitch knob right there? So what I want to do in this video is more or less patch notes for the song that I made with my son called LoFi Dad Hop. It's a lot of fun. The main sample here is this piano sample that I'm playing already, and it's on loop, and it's also being sliced and cut and played in different random spots. It's partially sequenced and it's partially randomized by this LFO, which has like a tap tempo on. I hope you can see it up there. There's it's a peaks. Cool. So what we want to do is talk about this little thing right here. What is that? So this is a length that has been shut down to just nothing, and it's become more of a microtone or it's called a grain of sound of a sample. But if I take it up to a full pitch and then let it full play out, you can hear the whole sample. So what I've done is I've tied this finger pressure trigger to some CV here, and I'm using that to change the pitch of the sample and slow it down. And so it's kind of like a record stop when I put my finger on this. And it was really fun to have my son be able to come in here and It's really playable, this whole patch, because I have on my right hand, I'm just like turning the wet and the dry of this reverb off and on, while I'm messing with just the sample here, just kind of chopping the pitch around the start position and the length of it. This sampler that we have here is a lot of fun, and I'm gonna go through each of these modules in time and talk about how I like to use them and what they might be good for you. Kind of give a review of it, although it's not necessarily a gear review channel, but this is interesting things. What I like about this modular is it's really about the idea of taking something that doesn't exist for anybody else in any way, and then creating it. And indeed, for my own self, every time I create a new patch, it's basically creating a new instrument. This knob will do something different. This knob will do something different, more or less, next time I sit down to use it. So I've got the steppy here, and I've got a few tracks to unlock. So just pretty simple. I have a kick and a snare here, these two, and then I have some modulation coming from somewhere, I don't know, hitting the pitch of the cymbal for the play. So it's making this every now and then. I don't know if you can see that over on the camera on the top. All right, cool.
My kids.
Now I want to talk about why I chose this sample of Lil Wayne. So it's from a television show. It's like called The Masked Singer. My family started watching it together, and it's been a lot of fun. It's this ridiculous show. You'll have to go look at it. I'm not going to explain the idea behind it, but Lil Wayne showed up on the show, and it was so unexpected to have him. And then the host asked Lil Wayne, like, why did you choose to come on the show, and why did you pick this robot? He's wearing this ridiculous robot costume. And Lil Wayne, who's such a badass, he just goes,
kids watch the show, man, they were like, I know they're gonna like the robot costume, so it's that.
My kids. Hey, it's daddy. I like this one, he goes, hey, it's daddy. It's daddy. It's just so funny. But I like Lil Wayne because he's a family man. He's a dude. He loves his little kids. Why did he dress up as a robot and go on national television and sing? Why did it do with tattoos on his face? Hardcore. Go on national television dressed like a robot. Because he loves his kids, man. We do stupid things for our kids. And I've been thinking a lot about that, and in terms of like who I make this music for, and it's definitely for myself. It's definitely a way to explore who I am and what I want to become, and how I see the things that I've progressed through. Every time that I make a song, all the samples that I use are relevant to something that I'm not telling you in the video. They're all very personal. Every sample is important to me, usually. That's not always true, but sometimes they just sound good. But it's usually the case that the samples are like personally, historically significant, you know?
Audience, let's encourage the robot.
I know they're gonna like the robot. Say when my kids watch the show, man, they gonna be like, I know they're gonna like the robot costume, so it's daddy.
It's daddy. I've been thinking about like the legacy that we leave, right? The legacy that we have, and I'm kind of like ready. I'm ready not to have one. I don't really mind not having like the biggest channel anymore. I don't really mind not, making the most money anymore, and just whatever. Like I'm kind of over all that. I never was super into it, but like it was something that was there. But I'm realizing what's important is to give my kids these moments where they're like, here's daddy.
Costume, so is daddy.
I love this. This patch is so playable. It's so crazy. And on the tool here, I also have the green line is the pressure from the CV. See on my finger, and then the red is the audio
So is daddy.
Of that first channel.
Costume.
Sampler. Anyway, this is it. This is the patch notes. No more video. Okay, the other video is totally out. Yo, I want to say thank you for watching my channel. share this stuff if it's helpful. I'm gonna go through each of these modules over time. This is the first real kind of time I played this instrument in front of everybody. I want to say thanks for all the support that you give the channel over time. So share this if it's interesting. If you're interested in my lo-fi dad hop journey, like and subscribe and share. Thank you very much, and we'll talk to you.
Well, costume, so is that? Costume, so is that?
All right, good night, everyone. I wish I could record more. Yeah, it's so funny. I think I just broke something. Oh no. Don't lean on your patch, guys. Okay. All right, good night.
That's it.